All right. Well, let's move back to the NBA, Rob. Last night, you brought it up with Antonio. The big story, first of all, the Lakers got beat by the worst team in the NBA.
That was remember Rockets, we talked about it? I was saying, Chris, they can't lose that game. Remember I said that? And you were like, yes, they can.
Houston had lost, I think, 13 of their last 14. And the Lakers just couldn't stay in front of them. And it came down. It was a close game. And at the end, we got LeBron with the ball in his hands. Here's what happened.
Going to the rim. Here he goes. Over to Carmelo to win the game. We're going to overtime.
Wow, why didn't LeBron take the layup?
Looked like he might have had a reverse layup opportunity.
He had the reverse layup. Wow.
Yeah, Stu Lance, the color guy for
I love Stu
Lakers.
Lance.
Yeah, he was on it.
Chris, now remember, he does the Laker broadcast. That ain't a national broadcast.
Right.
And he right away, because he said what everybody at home watching the Laker game said. Am I right?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
There's no way you could ignore that. Why didn't he take the reverse layup?
So what'd you think of the play?
I didn't know. I just thought, my God, how in the world are you not looking to at least, Chris, even if you make a move to the hoop, get fouled? You might not have been in the greatest. You don't have to have a wide open layup. There's got to be a degree of difficulty. I still would have rather seen him try to make a reverse layup or draw contact, right? Which would have sent him to the line, and they could have won the game at that point as the score was tied. So I just didn't understand why once he got the dribble and once he got to the basket, he would look to do anything else. I don't care who's there.
Well,
if there's contact, is going to be foul.
Some people's narrative is he don't want to go to the line.
I don't buy that. In a tie game, Chris, in a tie game, I don't buy that. What? A tie game, you can't make one?
I agree with you. And he's shooting, he's not a good free throw.
He's not a good free throw shooter. We got that.
But he's 70%. You're going to typically make one of two if you're 70%, right?
You're not down. Now, if you're telling me
not like he's
you're down
40% shooter
and you got to make them both or something or you feel that way, I can't see in a tie game how you're not trying to draw contact or go to the basket.
Well, here's what I thought about it. I thought, number one, the first play to make was going stronger to the hole. Because, Rob, watching that game, and yeah, LeBron played center, and everybody wants to make a big deal out of that. He was the biggest dude on the floor for huge parts of that game. Biggest dude on the floor. There's a point where he looked like Shaq. I mean, and I know he's not as big as Shaq, but LeBron's a big boy. You know, not only 6'9", but, he's 260, 270. And he was the biggest guy out there. And so with 6 minutes left in the fourth, he had driven down the lane for a power dunk over a Houston Rockets player. So my first thought is he should have went to the hole with that type of aggressiveness to try to get the power dunk. And like you said, he probably would have got fouled. David Nwaba came over, and he's 6'5".
He would have gotten fouled.
He's 6'5", so he could have got fouled. Or go strong for a layup. He kind of avoided Nwaba, and that's how he got under the basket, under the backboard. But he could have just went up strong, and like you said, he would have drawn the foul. So that could have been the first play. Secondly, look, LeBron's explanation at the end was legitimate in that, here he is. Here's what he says.
On the drive, I had an angle for sure. And then David Nwaba came over, and I took a long 1-2 step and ended up behind the backboard. It was a little bit off balance, and I could have forced a reverse layup, but I wasn't in a position to feel like I could have got a great look, could have got a decent look. And I feel like Melo's look was a lot better than mine. So it's literally that simple.
I mean, I don't – Melo's look I don't think was an awesome look. But he's right. He kind of got under the basket. You know what it reminded me of, Robbie? It wasn't as graceful, obviously, but Dr. J's famous late reverse layup in 1980 in the finals against the Lakers, where he went, from one side of the backboard to the other, behind the backboard, and reversed it. LeBron, second option after driving hard, should have been to put up the reverse layup. like you said, tie game. If you miss it, it's no sweat.
It's no sweat.
Right.
It's no sweat, Chris. And that to me is the big thing. You got to know what the game situation is, right? We're playing with how we won't lose if I don't make this shot. I can go for it, right? We're not down. Now, if you're telling me we're down to this is a degree of difficulty and you really believe somebody has a better look than you do, I can buy that. Tie score, you go into the basket. I take LeBron James at the basket over most guys to put a shot in there.
Right. And they're right. No. It would have been a tough reverse layup, but he still could have tried that. And then, Rob, the other thing, if you watch the play, Westbrook was open under the basket. Now, he had pushed Jalen Green, who was falling, but they didn't call it. So, yeah, Westbrook there for a layup. And then you had Austin Reeves cutting in the paint. So Reeves for sure could have been a better pass, or either one of them, than kicking it out to Melo for a 3 that he turned into a long 2. So I just think LeBron on all counts made the wrong play on that one. And, a lot of people, pointed to, some of his history. But I don't think it was as bad as Ben Simmons. Like Antonio said, the stage.
Well, the stage, game 7 compared to a regular
right.
season. It's just
and
that
also,
it's bad.
Ben Simmons had an open layup. Like Ben Simmons wasn't off balance.
No, he wasn't under the
behind
basket.
The backboard.
Right,
it was like right there, and he didn't kick it out for a 3. He kicked it out to Matisse Thybulle, who was charging to the hoop and had to shoot it over 2 guys and got fouled. So it wasn't. I don't agree with putting it in the Simmons category, but LeBron should have taken that shot.
So Nick Wright jumped off the Lakers today, huh? I was a little shocked by that.
He said that he's not even giving them a puncher's chance.
You still have him as a puncher's chance.
Yeah, I'm not picking them, but they have 2 of the top 10 players in the league. Now, obviously, I'm assuming AD gets back healthy. Without him, I don't give him a puncher's chance. But with him, sure, puncher's chance. How many teams got 2 of the top 10 players in the league? Philly?
Yeah, but Chris, the rest of the team scares me. They can't stop anybody.
I get how bad they look.
I mean,
I get it.
139 points to the Rockets. I mean, they just wow.
Yeah, it was overtime.
No,
I'm just messing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, but here's another thing, Rob. A challenge that LeBron has when if you notice at the end of games, particularly in his Lakers career, he either goes all the way to the hole or shoots a long 3. And something that's so big in that end game when you're, at the end of game shots is mid-range jumpers. Because you're not always going to be able to get to the hole, or if you get there, it's contested, or you might be off balance, as we saw last night with LeBron. And obviously shooting a long 3 is just, the percentages aren't as high on that. And so having the ability to stop on a dime and hit the mid-range is big. And that's really not a big part of LeBron's game. He hit some mid-range shots, big shots in Miami. But I'm talking about driving to the hole, and you're either trying to get all the way to the cup, or if you don't have a good look there, you can stop on the dime and pull up and just shoot a balanced mid-range jumper. That's really not LeBron. We saw it with 17 seconds left, Rob. LeBron took a 7-footer, but he was off balance, went off 1 foot because that's really not part of his game, like a Kawhi, like a Jordan, like a Kobe. And that's big Durant at the end of games, because sometimes the best look's going to be a pull-up mid-range jumper. So I think that's why you see some of his, awkward finishes at the end of games.